Hello. Fuck. I feel like I did it wrong. This is week 5 of The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. This week is discovering a sense of possibility. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot to talk about. But okay, let me first I think I'm like overthinking it, but it was a good week. I did the journaling most days. Um, I'm not really doing the 3 pages like I should be. I just feel like that's stupid long. But I do see why 3 pages specifically is like the best because like the first page and a half is like I don't want to say BS, but like it's easy to fill up that first page and a half. And then after that, that's when you start getting like fucking irritated. Like, god damn, this shit takes so fucking long. And that's when like some real emotion comes out, and you could really like write about it. And like I feel like that's the point. It's like past the 1.5 or 2 page mark, but I don't know. I don't always have the time. Like, I don't wake up early enough to actually do it because that's just. Sometimes it takes me like 45 minutes or an hour. I'm like, God damn, can I go do something else? But I know I should be, and I mean to. But, anyways, I wrote some stuff down just so I could really know what I wanted to talk about and what I got from this chapter instead of having such like long pauses and breaks. But it started off talking about basically like limiting God's generosity. His source is unlimited. We limit what we think we can accomplish. Accepting God's gift is an act of worship. Um, God likes to extend himself, making tapping into creativity more effective. Damn, I feel like I should have wrote that better, but yeah, all that. Basically, like, uh, dream bigger. We kind of think of God like when we pray for things like a finite amount. Like there's only like so much I can ask for. And then I'm like guilty, you know? But just remembering that there is no limit. As much as you ask for is how much you could get. You know, like closed mouths don't get fed type of thing. Um it was pretty thought provoking too because I don't want to say that. Like that last part of him or God wanting you to ask for stuff and accepting it is worship, you know? Like it just kind of made me think about like even when you do pray and you ask for things, he doesn't like just give it to you. It's more like he gives you the opportunity to get it. You know what I mean? Like that's what I've noticed a lot lately, especially like this week. I pray for something at night before I go to bed, and then the prayer is answered the very next day, like immediately. And it's never in the form of, okay, here you go. It's more like you prayed for this opportunity. Now it's up to you to go take it, you know? Like, I feel like we do that a lot. We pray for things, but then once it's here, we don't actually get it. Like, we don't do our part, you know? Because that's where, like, the self-will part comes in. Like, he can give us these things, but it's up to us to accept it. And so that part actually like really stuck out to me. I enjoyed that part. I wrote down, what do we gain from being stuck? That was pretty thought provoking too, because even like for me at least, I gain um I delay that like uncomfortable feeling, you know, or yeah, I just sit in that comfort a little longer, delay the test, I guess. You know, like like when I'm just like on my phone, just doom scrolling. Like, why am I doing that? Like, I know I have something to do, but I would rather waste my time, than go do this thing that's like slightly uncomfortable, but it's the best thing for me to do, you know? So just thinking about that, and hopefully that helps kind of break it down to, oh, that's why I'm holding myself back. And so, like, what am I gaining from holding myself back? And so then I can stop doing that. But I thought that was another really great part. Um, and this ties back to that first part. If you go look for something or pray for something, you will find it. It's up to you to take what you prayed for. Only thing is sometimes it doesn't show up how you imagined it would. Like, even back to the stuff about like praying at night and asking for things. I try to not be so specific, like I'm trying to think of an example, like a test, like God, please help me get an A on this test. Instead of asking like that, asking in the way of like, I pray you give me the strength to go study, the consistency to continue studying once I start, the strength to start, because that's the hardest part. Because the studying is easy, but actually getting yourself to go sit down and study, I feel like that's the part you should pray for, or at least I like to, because then he's just there with you, like he'll help you, but you just have to you have to do your part. You can't just ask for everything and you'll just get it all. Like he'll give it to you as long as you go take it, you know, things like that. And it's rarely ever easy. But another great thing I enjoyed from this chapter, um, this other quote that it said, really stuck out to me. The desire to be worldly, sophisticated, and smart blocks your flow. Love that, cause even for like songwriting, and it's one thing I'm trying to break out of too, but like grammar and making sense, fuck that. Like there's no point. Um it'll make sense somehow to like someone. It's like it's not my job to make it a grammatically correct sentence, And so like I feel like having all those things of like, oh, how do I do it right, gets in the way of actually doing, you know? And I just thought that was cool how being worldly, sophisticated, smart blocks your flow, like trying to be those things. But yeah, I just thought that was really great. Um, right, I said that too. Okay, yeah. So then, even like later in the chapter, for the most part, after like the praying for, not limiting what you ask for and seeing God as an infinite source that likes to be used and um given, like thinking of it as that. After that, the rest of the chapter is mainly just about letting go, following like the flow, things like that, finding a way to be dependent on the creator within us all, and how that frees you from the negative things like in your life, like being dependent on a partner or an addiction, or even things that are technically addictions but you wouldn't really think are addictions, like scrolling on your phone, and like just what are you dependent on throughout the day. Basically not having to do that anymore, because it said it in a way better way, but I'll say it in a butchered way. Like when you depend on your inner creator, you let go of all those things, because then you realize you're like chasing your inner creator in those things, but you're never able to find it, and that's why it's negative or holding you back, or I don't know how to say it correctly, but you get what I'm talking about. Um, and I just thought that was really cool because it's just like we hear that a lot, like the self love type of thing, like that's just popular. Everybody talks about love yourself and all this, but I don't know, it's kind of hard, like especially I don't know, it's just easier said than done. And doing this, basically letting go, finding the flow, however long that takes you, and just depending on yourself, trusting yourself. I just think that's really powerful, especially I need to work on that. I know that's a big thing that I struggle with, is trusting myself, that self-love, being dependent on myself. That is just really hard for me, so that part really stuck out. There was another great line that I wanted to share. The source meets our needs through people, places, and things. Because that ties into that. How we use people, places, and things, and we depend on them to, I don't even know, feel good, get a dopamine rush, whatever, right? But that whole thing of depending on your inner creator is the same thing. The source meets our needs through people, places, and things. I just love that. Love that very much. And last one, there's some more stuff, but I'm just talking about book-wise. It was when the end of the chapter really focuses on like withdrawing from people, like how we need that, like creative people need to just like be like fuck off to everybody, not in a way that's like just self-isolation and just like not in a depressing way, like if you need help, go talk to people, of course, but like we all, I feel like a social battery type of thing, it runs out. And if you don't acknowledge that and go take a break, you your inner creator just leaves, and it grows this resentment towards you, and it calls it leaving the scene of the crime. And it talked about how it said like clinicians call it disassociation, but I call it leaving the scene of the crime, when we haven't taken time to ourselves to just be alone. And I thought that was really cool too, because I feel like I haven't done that enough lately. And I don't know, it sounds nice just being alone for a while, right? Not forever, because of course I love the people around me, but just to do nothing around nobody. That sounds great. But yeah, basically just to recharge. That's what the end of the chapter was mainly about. And then there's a lot of other stuff, a lot of tasks. And this chapter, the task, it starts having you like add images and stuff, which I think is like really cool, because basically like making a vision board. It doesn't really have that. It's like a little folder, I think it wants you to put it in. But I'm just going to use this opportunity to make a vision board, because I was supposed to make a vision board like 3 years ago, and I just never did it. I printed out all the pictures, cut it out, everything. Just never put it on the fucking board. So I figured this will be the perfect time to actually do that, because I know it's gotta work. You see that shit every day. You like, it's just a constant reminder. Even if it's you don't believe in the like magic of it, still logically seeing that shit every day as a reminder at least is gonna keep you on track. Even if like there's no like manifestation, and I do believe in manifestation, but I'm just thinking like devil's advocate, shit's not real. It's still gonna help seeing that shit every day. Like, you just forget. So I'm excited to do that. I kept some of the original images from that first vision board, but a lot of it I ended up scrapping, because I was like, I don't really care for these things anymore. But very excited to do that. I'm gonna tape it or glue it on today or tomorrow, and then just put it on my ceiling right above my bed, so every time I wake up, it's just right there. What else? It talked about a lot of stuff. Like, this is just, I have it all in my journal, so I'm talking to myself. Just go read back on it, because this is just like, I'm gonna be talking forever if I'm going through this, and I don't see a point since it's written down, and I can refer to it at any time. But I really do recommend this book. It's so good. Unfortunately, my dumbass did not do the artist date this week. Even though I know I'm going to go to the Crocker Art Museum again. I know it's at a new place, but the first time I went, I only looked at the third floor, and I wanted to see what was on the first or second floor. So that's going to be the next artist date. But I'm just not making the fucking time to do it. It's pissing me off. Like, I just got to go do it. But I'm not making the time. So I'm thinking next week I might do 2 to make up for lost time. And just really crack down and get back on this book. Because even now, this week really took me about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Because I was just not reading as much as I should have been. I would just read when I have some time, but not making time to go read the chapter. So I think that's what I really need to just have that same drive I had during the first 2-3 weeks of this thing. But just over time kind of falling off track. But that's where I'm at. It's 10 minutes shorter than it usually is. I don't know what else to say. This is my check-in for the week. I'm really glad I did this, actually. I was procrastinating this, because even then, I had finished the chapter, all the tasks and everything, 2-3 days ago. I just didn't want to do this part. I don't know why. I just fucking hate being on camera. Seeing myself on camera, talking, getting stuck. It's just not for me like that. Now let me not say that. I'm just uncomfortable doing it. And I know it's really beneficial for me to do it, but it's just me holding myself back, because this is what I want to do, but I don't know. Just having a anxious time. This week I've been very anxious about the future, about what I'm supposed to do right now, things like that. But shit, I'm trying my best. I'm gonna keep trying my best. I keep praying for guidance. I hope to feel some guidance soon. I just feel lost. I can't lie. Feel like I'm just I'm trying. I'm swimming hard, but I just don't know what direction I'm going in. I'm just trying. But I don't know. That's where I'm at this week. Hopefully next week I feel better, not worse. But even if I do, shit, oh well. But yeah, that's it. Thank you. Bye.